Hello again, everyone. Scoons Comics here with another exciting, oh so thrilling comic book haul. Yes, hello. How we doing? I have a stack of books I picked up from Half Price Books last week, which I have not rebagged and boarded. I got no bags and boards yet, people. It's a problem. And I have a little stack from a couple of small local shows from October that I have not shown you guys yet. Yeah, so let's just get into it, all right? By the way, it is halftime of the Chicago Bears and Atlanta Falcons, all tied up at 17. Can my Bears win a game? I don't know. But what I do know is Half Price Books had Hellstorm, issue 1 from the 90s for $1.50, so I picked that up. I'm not a big Hellstorm guy, but I picked up those two Bronze Age books a little while ago from Half Price, and I said, what the heck, first issue. And then here's the first issue of his Max Comics limited series, Hellstorm, Son of Satan. I don't really know if those are keys necessarily. I don't think they are. If they are, super minor. Here's one I picked up strictly because it does a lot of first appearances of characters. Again, I don't spec much, but for $1.50. Do I spec much? Maybe I do spec more than I think. Young X-Men #1. Featuring a gaggle of characters whose names I don't know. Here's one I pick up every time I see it, and I think I have like 4 or 5 copies now. Uncanny X-Men 320. This is the Wizard variant. Wizard logo there. I find this every so often, and for $1.50, yeah, I'll bring that home. Another book that I keep seeming to find, and I pick up for trade bait, Batgirl #1 from the New 52. Adam Hughes cover, very pretty. So, hopefully I can wrangle some other books that I want with that one. And I always love these promotional comic books. This is one I hadn't seen before, New Teen Titans, the President's Drug Awareness Campaign, and yeah, so cool. I just love this cover. Great homage to the Crisis on Infinite Earth cover. Mighty Mouse #4. Mighty Mouse, and I don't know this other character. So we got, this is it, Mices on Infinite Earths. That's just fun. For $1.50, I'll bring that home. It's just fun. Oh man, really happy to find this at half price. $1.50, Jack Kirby cover. Action Comics Weekly, $6.38. Beautiful demon cover. Jack Kirby. Always $1.50 Jack Kirby. I will do that every day. Every day. This is one I got strictly because it's a newsstand and a really sharp copy. I love this series. I think I did a whole video on this series before. Secret Origins, issue 50, last issue in the run, newsstand copy. Beautiful cover. I love this cover. They're all like taking apart the issue. It's the last issue. They're like putting it away. It's kind of like that last episode of Batman Brave and the Bold, the cartoon, where they were like taking apart the episode and putting it away because it was the last episode. Pretty cool. So again, I love this series. I like picking up newsstand copies of last issues. I love picking up last issues. So this is a no-brainer for $1.50. Here's one I just really love this cover, and I'm slowly working on this whole series. Very slowly. Marvel Comics presents 122. Look at this. Wolverine, Venom, beautiful Sam Keith cover, such unique artwork. Man, that's a keeper right there for $1.50, half price. Then I picked up this one just because it's the first issue of Miss Mystic from the late great Neil Adams. Continuity Comics, right? Yeah, Continuity Comics. $1.50. I assume this is a newsstand copy. I don't really know much about Continuity. Their line of books, but again, $1.50. Oh man, then they had a couple Bronze Age gems. The old Hanna-Barbera cartoons, I don't really enjoy that much. Like, they're fine. But I'm oddly nostalgic about like just them as an entity. So like the comic books I enjoy, I like finding, whenever I find them I smile. And that was the case here with Scooby-Doo #2 from Marvel Comics, Hanna-Barbera. A nice high-grade copy of that. And then I'm a sucker for these blue covers from the Bronze Age of Marvel. I don't know why. But here's Scooby-Doo number 6. Oh, I was really happy with that. $1.50 each. I just don't see these hardly ever, so that was pretty cool. And then the big one there that I picked up was Pacific Presents number 2, featuring the Rocketeer. Beautiful Dave Stevens cover. I have a couple of these already, but for $1.50, I certainly was not going to let that sit there. This is mine. And you know, I still cannot find, somewhere behind me in the masses, is a copy of the first appearance of the Rocketeer. I have one. I know where one copy is. There's a second copy. Where is it? I can't find it. It's driving me crazy. All right, the rest of these are from a couple local shows, mostly dollar bin fodder, and then a few higher dollar books from me anyway. So one of the things I like to do with dollar books, right? You're not just looking for keys. You're not just looking for gems. Now follow me here. This is pretty crazy talk. It's a chance to pretend like you just like comic books, right? And you'll see a cover that catches your eye, and you're like, wait a minute, I kind of like to read this. I will pick it up for $1. And that's what I did here. Punisher War Journal number 20, Weaponless Against the French Foreign Legion. I just like that cover a lot. And Punisher, obviously weaponless, nothing in his hands. The bad guy is approaching. What is he going to do? That was enough for $1. I would pick that up off a spinner rack and give that a read. So I did. That's a pretty fun issue. Pretty cool. Punisher, not my favorite character at all, but I like it. All right, then I picked up the last issue of Man-Thing number 11, just because I love last issues. Especially when they used to, like current last issues, the older last issues, when the editorial team would write a letter or a column in the letter pages thanking the fans for being there, or explaining why they were canceled, or hoping they're coming back soon. I just love that, and Man-Thing here's a great example of that. So I think they got that for like $3. Again, I always pick up promotional books when I can find them, just because they're so unique. Here is Fantastic Four comic book with the purchase of a DVD at Best Buy. Look at that. Who would have thought that guy would be Captain America? Isn't that crazy? This is just a reprinting of, oh God, what is it? Fantastic Four, issue 54. This man, this monster, that famous Jack Kirby Stan Lee story featuring the Thing. I think it's issue 54 or 51. I didn't check. But it's great, you know, for these giveaway books are always really cool to find. And then I picked this up around Halloween, I remember. Spider-Man Team Up number 6, featuring Spider-Man, Dracula, Doctor Strange, the Hulk. Just a cool cover, and I was in the Halloween spirit, so yeah, picked that up. Man, here's one of my favorite creative teams of all time, working for a company I'd never heard of, on a title I'd never heard of. Black Tiger number 1 by Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan from Graphic Comics. Now, these guys had a great Detective Comics run back in the 90s that I love. They are the co-creators of Bane, one of my favorite characters. Graham Nolan's artwork it's not as detailed as I would say it used to be. It's still serviceable. It still tells the story. But looking at this, it's not what I fell in love with, which is fine, you know. Hey, things aren't the same for me 30 years later either. But still, a fun comic book, the fun start of a series. If I found more by this team on this title, I'd pick them up for cheap. I think I paid $1 for this, so that's pretty cool. Here's a book I pick up. I think I got 3 or 4 copies of this, but I always pick it up. One, I love the cover. Peter Parker, Spider-Man number 93. John Romita Jr. cover, Ghost Rider. I'm a big fan of the 90s Ghost Rider run, and this was very much the end of that series. Howard Mackey, the writer, left the Ghost Rider series, and it got picked up. I forget the guy's name, Ivan something. It wasn't very good, and the series ended, and there were lots of dangling threads, and it kind of went off the rails. And Howard Mackey was doing this book, and he threw Ghost Rider in here, kind of to tie up the series. So this is fun. I like that one. I picked this one up just I never see it in the wild. Um, Superman 76 second print. That beautiful yellow logo, second print, Roman numeral there. Again, big Death of Superman fan. It's been 30 years since the Death of Superman. I've been collecting comic books for 30 years. Wow. So I picked this up for like $1, I think, and I just had to because I want it. Maybe I can find a fellow collector that needs a second print and we'll work out a trade somewhere. But yes, I know on eBay these things go for like 10, $20, and I'm like, come on now. Marvel Team Up, second volume, last issue, number 11, Namor and Iron Man. This is a series I've been working on, and I think I need like 2 more issues, but last issue, very cool. Here's another giveaway that I didn't rebag and board. Concrete in Hero. This was in Hero Magazine. Hero Magazine came out same time as Wizard did. Basically the same kind of magazine, but here's Concrete. Paul Chadwick. Great creator. Again, love the giveaways. And man, Real Heroes from Pizza Hut. Featuring the Fantastic Four and Black Panther. Pizza Hut. Okay, here's some better books to end the run here. This is one I always wanted to get, and I was hoping to find it for $1 or cheap. But I think I ended up spending like $10 on this. Incredible Hulk versus Superman. Beautiful Steve Rude cover, painted cover. The artwork in this is so 60s Marvel style. It's just a lot of fun. And if you can find this one for 10 or under, it's well worth the read. It's so fun. You'll just smile the whole time you're going through it. Oh, so, okay. Here. I'm going through, I was at a local show. And it was mostly toys and video games, which is fine. And the comic dealers either had really expensive, overpriced wall books or dollar books. And I'm digging through this guy's books, and it's all over the map. But it's a lot of like funny animal books from Gold Key, like Looney Tunes, Disney, and they're all $1. And right in the middle of that was this pretty high grade copy. Well, it's got a little damage on the side of Marvel Team Up number 9, Spidey and Iron Man. See, let's see, like it's all shoot up over there. But still, it was in a dollar bin, and I pulled it out, and that's literally all I bought from this guy. So I was waiting for him to be kind of pain in the butt about it and be like, oh no, I didn't mean to put that in there. So I said, okay, $1. Here's $1. Brought this home. Bronze Age Marvel. I have a copy of this, but this is I'm beautiful for $1, you know? I picked up this from another dealer for maybe $2. X-Force number 11. I think this is an early appearance of Domino, second appearance maybe. At some point, somebody wanted $17 for it. I paid like $2. This is at the first dealer I went to, and this was in his dollar boxes, and I had high hopes for the con then. X-Men number 11 newsstand edition. I've got a couple of copies of this. I don't think the newsstand edition, though. For some reason, people go nuts about this cover. It's a nice cover. Jim Lee. Is there a bad Jim Lee cover? But I don't know. People get this strictly for the cover, and it'll go for 10, 20 bucks, 30 if it's graded, I guess. So look for that in the dollar bins, people, because it's out there. Oh man, speaking of the dollar bins, so at the one comic show I go to here locally, I've talked about this guy before. This guy has just quarter books, and they're all unorganized, complete mess. And I wasn't finding nothing. I found stuff to read, but nothing like run filler stuff, but nothing. I always try to find something kind of cool in there, you know? And he also had like, sometimes he'll have like 5 books in like just one sleeve. So you got to take them out and look at them, or just gamble that something is in there that you want. So for example, he had a bunch of Hawk World. And I knew there was at least one key in Hawk World I was looking for, and he had them all just bunched. And I'm going through, and sure enough, Hawk World 27, first appearance of White Dragon. If you've seen the Peacemaker TV show, this character was featured. Peacemaker TV show is fantastic, by the way. And now the intro song is going to be stuck in my head now, but that's on me. But first appearance of this character, got it for like $1 when all was said and done, so that was really exciting. very happy to have that in the collection. And I have a shoot up copy of this, but a guy had a deal where he sold this for 15 bucks, and it's just so ridiculous, and I wanted it. This is Brute Force #1 from the 90s. Beautiful copy. Oh, he wrote on the back. I didn't even notice this. First team appearance of Brute Force. Surf Streak, Lionheart, Reckless, and Hip Hop. I'm going to assume Hip Hop is this kangaroo. I hope this becomes a cartoon just because it looks like a fever dream. Isn't that great? So yeah, I need the rest of this series, but first issue, high grade, pretty. I know you're all jealous. I'll just leave it at that. And then last but certainly not least, I got a really good deal on this one. Gosh, I paid like, it was under 20, maybe 18. Bronze Age Marvel, Ka-Zar #1. Beautiful copy. Again, I'm never going to turn down a high grade Marvel Bronze Age first issue. Just really cool book. Smiling, people. Smiling. And I'm going to go watch my Bears and see if they can do anything on defense to stop anybody. God bless the Bears. Be well, everybody. If I don't see you beforehand, happy Thanksgiving. Hold your family tight. Love them. Be well. See you soon.